You're better at it than I am. You seem more happier. I seem too serious.
Get happy. Hello, everyone. We are in Joshua Tree. Yeah, so we're traveling now. And it's going well.
So awkward.
So we had a 4-day gap between being out of our house and flying out of the country. So we needed a place to go. So we had a couple of very good friends offer us their home for 4 days while they were on vacation. So our week started off in Winnipeg. Cue Winnipeg
Cue
footage.
montage? Is that what it's called?
Sure.
Cue montage. It was weird because we live an hour and a half south of that home, and that was kind of our first leg in our new journey here. So yeah, it was a different experience because we were like in a city where we often have day trips, but we were calling it home for 4 nights.
It was like kind of being in limbo between traveling and being at home because we were only an hour away. But yeah, anyways, we were very, very grateful to be able to stay there for a few nights.
You can't get this. What you doing? Are you picking your nose? We went to a place called The Forks, which has lots of cool shops and restaurants.
Yeah, they've really stepped up their game in the past couple years. It's almost more directed for tourists now, I feel. And it's really fun. The river was frozen over, so we got a chance to get out on the ice. It was really cold. It didn't last very long, but people were skating and sledding on the ice, and it's just a really fun place to hang out in the wintertime.
Yeah, it was just a nice, I don't know, it was a cool way of experiencing Winnipeg in a way that we haven't before.
We were kept pretty busy, actually, we ended up doing a lot of radio interviews and a couple of trips to the studio, which actually took up a lot of our time.
That was we didn't expect to be spending
so unexpected
hours on radio interviews and in the studio at CTV.
No.
Didn't expect that.
No.
But we just agreed to a bunch of it, and yeah, so we were on CTV Morning.
Well, with the goal of traveling the world, a family from Winkler has sold their home, and in less than 4 days, they're beginning a year of adventure with their toddler and baby along for it all. Here to tell us why and how they're doing this is Rick and Alana Nelson, along with their kids, Winston and Finn. Thanks so much for coming in this morning, guys.
Yeah, good morning.
Okay, so you call yourselves the No Regrets family. Is that what this mission is all about? Can you tell us more?
We were on a bunch of different radio calls, and then CTV invited us onto CTV evening news, which is national. So all of Canada.
Nelson and his kids are embarking on the journey of a lifetime. The Manitoba dad and his wife sold their house and most of their possessions so they could travel the world. And they're taking their 2 young children with them. Rick joins us now to talk about that from Winnipeg. Thanks for joining us tonight.
Hi, good evening.
Pretty big decision. When did you guys make the decision and what led you to this?
Me and the boys hung out backstage for that just because they didn't necessarily want the kids on live TV.
The way it's set up is you're just talking to a camera, just like we are now. There's like one other guy in the room, and he cues you up, and so we picture having kids on our lap, and there's no engagement with anyone in the room, and you're just talking to a camera, and the whole country is, whoever watches CTV is watching you, and it's live. And so they can't afford to have kids, go crazy on live television. The morning show was different because we had like people that we were talking to and engaging with. The boys could see themselves on the like teleprompter and screens and stuff. So if you saw it, you'll see Winston get excited or kind of have like a shy face when he sees himself on screen. And that alone was enough for him just to kind of chill and sit there.
Yeah.
Although at one point he was awkwardly holding his toy in front of his face. And
that's fine.
I thought it went really well.
Yeah, it did.
That was fun. But the evening news one was like just me in a room, in an enclosed room, in front of a camera with an earpiece in, and all of a sudden I was live.
You can't see who you're talking to.
No.
Just
it's a new experience.
In kind of a formal experience. But
yeah.
And I'm so glad the boys weren't on live TV that
I
night.
heard them in the background.
Winston was grumpy. Finn was super grumpy. Yeah,
they were screaming. Like I was listening to the lady in my ear, and I could hear them in the background screaming. I'm thinking, man, if they were on camera now, maybe that would have made for some good TV. I don't know.
Yeah, no. But anyways, yeah.
Yeah, it was interesting. Interesting twist to the start of things because we didn't expect any of that.
Not at all.
And then was the travel day. Okay, thank you. You excited? it was one thing that was interesting and kind of funny was almost every stop or even on the flights, people recognized us
Yeah.
from
Like-
the media coverage. It was so weird. Like,
So weird.
where did it first start?
Um,
In Winnipeg Airport?
yeah.
Yeah, some guy from Winkler, our hometown, saw us and was like, "Hey, I saw you on CTV." And then we got on the flight, and then some guy sitting behind us was like, "Hey, were you the family that was on TV?" He's like, "Yeah, I was watching with my wife and told her, hey, we should sell everything and travel the world," and because he likes to travel. So we had a good chat, and then it was a flight to Palm Springs, which means if you're from Manitoba, you know, a lot of elderly people go down to that part of the world in the winter.
Yeah.
And so the flight was full of elderly people who watched TV and nightly news. So a ton of them recognized us.
There was not one other child on that flight.
It was so funny. And
Yeah.
we were walking down the tarmac. Tarmac? Is that what it's called?
Tarmac.
Tarmac?
Tarmac.
We're walking down the tunnel to get to the airplane, and some older gentleman looks back and is like, "Hey, I'll be following you from Ottawa."
Yeah, that's all he said. He just kept walking.
Yeah.
He was like, "Yeah, I'll be following you from Ottawa."
Yeah.
Great. Thank you, stranger.
So weird.
It's such a weird feeling, but really cool.
It's kind of fun. You kind of feel like you're part of a bit of a family of people who are in it with you or whatever.
Yeah.
So then we landed in Palm Springs, and made the short ride to Joshua Tree, which is where we are now.
We've been keeping it pretty chill. We visited the Joshua Tree National Park. So we drove through for a while. Finn was really upset and not enjoying the experience at all. So we tried getting out for a while and hiking, found some cool rocks, was able to see a little bit. We were hoping to go back the next day. I ended up staying home with him the next day just because I wanted to make napping a priority. But Rick took Winston out back to the park, and they had a really good time.
Yes.
It looked like.
It was amazing. Keep going.
He's such a good age right now for like exploring and like being adventurous.
Yeah.
And there was one point though where on the first day when we were there where I turned around and he was up on this rock by himself, and I just had a moment of pure panic. It hit me instantly. I don't know if I was just high strung because Finn was being so unhappy, but my emotions just like kicked in, and I had this like vision of him falling off because it was a pretty steep drop off this rock.
Yeah,
It wasn't-
like a 10-foot drop.
he wasn't near the edge, but like I just, you get that feeling in the moment where it's like if he falls, he's done. So I just like broke down. I started crying instantly, and I said, "Get him, grab him, take him off that rock." And just made sure that we held him really tight from then on. I just freaked out.
I wasn't even, because he was up there. I took a picture of him. I got a picture of him standing up there, and I don't know. I just didn't think of it that way, but it was a good reaction that you had, because it reminded me that we can't be casual about him exploring those kind of
He's
places.
still just a little toddler, and he could do anything at any moment, and we need to be really careful when we're out and about doing kind of these more adventurous things. This is all new to us. We're not like rock climbers. We're not hikers. We walk, down the street to the park or walk in the mall, but this is just like all new. So I think I just had that moment of pure mom panic. But that's probably a healthy thing to have, I think, going forward.
Yeah, and we've been enjoying our little Airbnb here. Joshua Tree, the town itself, is a very unique place.
Yeah, there's not a whole lot to it. You kind of just drive through it.
Yeah.
Really.
It's almost like half of it seems like a ghost town, and then half of it seems like this hipsterville.
Yeah, it's not the most like family-friendly place, but we didn't know that going into it. Like, we went into it blind.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't research anything.
Yeah.
I just knew the park was beautiful, and we found a good deal on Airbnb, so
Yeah.
we ended up here. Yes, 2-3 days in, and we finally managed to get our laundry done. Went into the laundromat with no US cash and no detergent. And yet somehow
We got it done.
it all worked out.
I think that's a testimony to...
That's a testimony to Rick's people skills. He just works his people skills magic, and we ended up getting laundry done within an hour somehow.
And we met an awesome dude. Maybe
Yeah.
you're watching. What's his name again?
Richard Cromwell?
Cromwell. What's his Instagram?
Oh.
He was the nicest guy.
Tacoma
Climber. Tacoma Climber, if you're watching this. He gave us 3/4 so we could dry our clothes. And he is living in a van.
Yeah.
He's a remote nurse, right? Traveling nurse.
Yeah, travel nurse.
Living in a van, and he climbs. So he's going to Thailand next month to climb. Yeah, amazing.
Yeah.
You meet so many cool people in places like this.
Yeah.
A lot of people living in vans.
So friendly.
And just doing their thing, and just the kindest people. Like.
And thank you to the lady in the laundromat who gave us detergent, because we didn't even think that we needed detergent to do laundry.
Well, we assumed that this place would have a washer and dryer, and it doesn't, but that's
Right.
fine.
Yeah.
So live and learn.
Live and learn.
So we are out of here, and tomorrow we're off to where we'll be staying near, and I'm excited about that because I've always wanted to spend time there. We've been but we've never spent time on the beach, so
No.
I'm actually super excited, even though the weather isn't supposed to be great. But
No, it's supposed to be rainy and chilly, but
yeah, that's fine. There's jacuzzis apparently at our Airbnb, so you'll
All
see
right.
footage of that in the next video.
Anyways.
All right,
go get
we should
Finn.
go. Finn is crying, and
Anyways, thanks everyone for following along and being so kind and just for engaging with us on social media. And say bye.
you want to say bye to the camera?
Bye, Kira.
Say bye, everyone.
See you soon.
You.
See you next week.
And
Oh, okay, that's fine.